Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello, we are from Group 4. Wanna present about one of Indonesian culture. It is 7-month ritual of pregnancy or Tingkeban. The first one that I want to present is about the definition of the Tingkeban. 7 months of pregnancy or Tingkeban is one of the traditions of the community in Java. This ritual is also called mitoni, comes from the word itu, which means 7. The ceremony is held on 7 months of gestation and first-time pregnancy. The ceremony means that education is not only after growing up, but since the seed is implanted in the mother's womb. 7-month limit actually is a symbol of character, so that the child to be born is going well. The term metu or pick up in Javanese tradition can be done before 7-month-old baby. This showing the caution of the Javanese in carrying out their responsibilities. That's why baby in 7 months must be accompanied by concerned behavior.
The Tingkeban traditions is also called mitoni, which is a word that comes from pitu or 7. The meaning of mitoni is a traditional ceremony held in commemorations of the 7 months of pregnancy. Tingkeban or mitoni is an old tradition passed down from generations to generations in Javanese civilizations. It is said that this Tingkeban ceremony has been known since the heyday of the Kediri kingdom, when it was ruled by King Jayabaya. At that time, there was a woman named Niken Satingkep who married a courtier of the Kediri kingdom named Sadio. Niken has given birth 9 times, however, none of the babies survived to adulthood. This fact made Niken Satingkep and Sadio feel sad. Both of them then went to Prabu Jayabaya and complained about their unfortunate fate. The king then gave instructions for Niken Satingkep and Sadio to do 3 things. The first is bath every Wednesday, or it is called as tumba. The second is Saturday bath or Buddha. And the third is holy bath using holy water and scoop for coconut shells. During the holy bath, Niken Satingkep was asked to offer a prayer of hope that if she was pregnant again, she would be given smoothness and the baby would be healthy. Since then, what Niken Satingkep did has become a tradition that women do when they are pregnant. Tingkeban is carried out when the pregnancy enters the age of 7 months. However, the Tingkeban time cannot be done arbitrarily, but must be sought for a good day according to the provisions of the Javanese people.
There are also a number of sajen, including tumpeng and warehouse. A tumpeng whose shape is conical at the top and wide at the bottom means a relationship with food and a relationship with people, which must be balanced. In the warehouse, a variety of vegetables such as grated coconut, spinach, bakalan, and others symbolize in life there are a variety of experience like happy, sad, confused, and no matter how we deal with it, various symbols of action and variety of food as a complement to the ritual of Tingkeban do seem to the Javanese people to have hope of salvation. In addition, Tingkeban shows the character of the Javanese people who have been rooted in a culture of mutual aid, compassion, and family. At least one of these traditions contains philosophical values in life, namely, first to preserve ancestral tradition in order to ask for salvation. This certainly has a special value because preserving a good culture is a treasure trove in life. And in the method of Zulkifli, it is mentioned, al-muhafadah soleh wal adu bil jadidi al-asri, preserve the good old tradition and take on better new tradition. Both maintain balance, harmony, happiness, and security through the character of the Javanese people, who think associate difficultly for the process of self-purification when praying to Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala.
Every process in Tingkeban has its own meaning. So there are 7 processes The first is it's begin with sungkeman done by the parents. So the parents, in order to ask for prayers to elders for the smooth birth process. And the second one is the parents do the siraman procession. So both of them are bathed with sekar tanaman by the elders. Sekar tanaman is a holy water from 7 springs which are given roses, kandil, ailang, and pandanus flowers. Usually siraman is done using coconut shells. And then the next one is egg rolling or brojolan using egg. So the father puts an egg into mother's stomach until the egg rolled down and broke. This is a symbol and hope that the baby will be born smoothly, just like when the egg is rolling down. And then the next is brojolan using a young ivory coconut. So young coconuts are depicted by the puppet characters Kamajaya and Kamarati, or Arjuna and Sambada, then inserted into the mother's stomach. This means that the baby is born easily without difficulty. The next step is to break the thread. So the batik cloth used by the mother and father is tied with white thread. Then the white thread is cut with a knife. White thread or lewe is a symbol of birth that has opened, namely the baby's placenta. And the next one is break the coconut. So the coconut that had been drawn was also reused. The father took one of the coconuts with his eyes closed, so he didn't know the coconut that was taken symbolized a girl or a boy, and it's broken by the father. This symbolizes the approximate gender of the baby. The next is a 7 change dress by the mother. So after siraman, the mother have to change her clothes 7 times with 7 different motifs. The first motif is Sido Mukti, it is symbolized happiness. And then the second one is Sido Luhur, symbolizing glory. And then Parangkusuma, symbolizing the struggle for life. And 7 Semen Rama, symbolizing the love of mother and father that never runs out. And Udan Iris symbolizes that the presence of a baby in the community can always be found. And Cakar Piti, symbolizing so that the child who will be born in the future can be independent in meeting their needs. And the last one is Lurik Lasem. It is symbolized the simplicity of a parent's love for their child. And the next procession is selling mixed ice or es campur and rujaks. So the parents selling rujak, so the mother have to carrying the rujak and the ice, and then the mother have to serve the buyers. The rujak seasoning is made by the mother. If the taste doesn't really good, so it means that the baby is boy, but if the taste is good, then the baby is girl. And the last procession is Kenduri. Kenduri is an eating procession by cutting tumpeng. So there is 1 large tumpeng and 6 small tumpeng, which means worship of the brothers ancestral spirits, also equipped with 7 kind of porridge of different types. So this procession aims as a prayer together with family and relatives so that they are given smoothness when giving birth to a baby. In short, Tingkeban life cycle ceremony is carried out when the mother-to-be's womb enters the age of 7 months. The Tingkeban life cycle ceremony is only performed for the first child, and the aim of the ceremony is actually to obtain safety for the expectant mother who is pregnant and the baby she is carrying. In addition, the Tingkeban life cycle ceremony aims to obtain convenience and smoothness during the birth process. Each region actually has its own ways of celebrating the 7 months of pregnancy, but that's different culture can enrich the Indonesian nation.